Hey, what's up guys? How we doing? Thanks for checking out the video. My name is Steve. I'm a reseller. I sell on eBay, Poshmark, and Amazon. And this is another What Sold video. I'm going to give you 12 items that recently sold for me on eBay. Mix of different categories. And I'm going to tell you what I paid for them, how long they took to sell, what they sold for, and my pretty close approximate net profit on them. So I only been putting out one of these a week. I'm thinking about doing twice a week. I definitely have the sales to do that. But I've been filming these in advance, so when you're watching this, it's actually going to be 2 weeks from when I'm filming it. So I like to schedule them a little in advance, just because whatever comes up, or if I don't feel like filming, I don't miss a beat. So maybe I'll mix it up. Maybe 1 week I'll do 2 of these with a thrift vlog. Otherwise, I'll go back to my normal. Tuesdays I put out a thrift vlog. Fridays I give you with the What Sold video. So either way, I'll figure it out. But let's get started, and I'm going to show you 12 things, put them on the screen, and I'll tell you what they went for. These type of videos are great for resellers, whether you're just starting out or if you have years of experience. Because I know every time I go to a thrift store, very often I'm finding new things I've never seen before. There's so many brands out there, there's so many categories that we can all always learn. So let's get started. All right, first item is 2 little tubes of Proactive Blackhead Dissolving Gel. Now my son, we ordered this for my son, but it comes as a whole kit with all these different washes and scrubs and so forth. And he only uses one of the items that are in the kit. So we had them extra sitting around, and the stuff is pretty expensive. So my wife said, here, sell it. So this is Blackhead Gel. Didn't use it, sealed new. The 2 little tubes sold for $34.95. They took about a month to sell. So, I'm just going to say zero cost into it because I don't know what it cost. And it was just extra. And the net profit on this is about $26. So I know this stuff is very expensive new if you buy the whole kit. And some people might, like my son did, only use 1 or 2 of the items in the kit. So to cut costs for people, they're going to come online and just buy the specific item they want. All right, here was another tube of Proactive. This was a deep cleansing wash. Again, it was still new. We didn't need it or use it. Took 3 weeks to sell. Sold for $23.95 with free shipping. And I netted about $16 on this. All right, here we have some printer ink. If you're a new reseller, printer ink is a great selling item. Typically sells fast, good value, good price, and even if it's expired, it will sell. Don't be scared of the expired ink. My philosophy behind that is, and you're not going to get any bad feedback, and just as long as you put it in the title, put it in the item description, and put it in your main description box that is expired, and put the date. My thoughts are, if someone's buying expired ink, they've done it before, they know it still works, and they're not afraid to buy it. So I usually won't go over like 2 years old. I like to stay in that range, but it sells. This wasn't expired. This I had bought for my printer. My son was using it. He said, Dad, it stopped working. So I just assumed it was out of ink because it's been a while, and it was in our regular printer. So I went, I bought the new ink, came home, popped it in. Still didn't work. I guess the printer just crapped out. It was old. So I had this open cartridge that never printed a single page. What am I going to do with it? I paid like 18 bucks for it. So I put it up for $10, a good price that it would go fast. And I just explained the situation in my description. So the buyer had no questions and no concerns saying, hey, it's open or whatever. They knew why it was open. It never was printed from. And that was it. Listed it for 10 bucks. It took 1 day to sell. And I netted about 5 or 6 bucks. All right, here we have some Harley Davidson t-shirts. Picked these up at a local thrift when they had a $1 all clothing sale. They were all the same size, a 2XL. Obviously, someone had donated them all together. They were all right together on the rack. Pulled all 3. They were in great condition. They had like different dealership brands on the back. So $3. They took 4 days to sell. Sold for $27.95 plus $5 shipping, and I netted about $18 on them. Things like that, when you can find similar brand and you have the same size, but they're different colors or styles or whatever. I like to make bundles because think about this. If I listed all 3 of these t-shirts separately, what am I going to make them? 10, 12, 15 bucks each. And one might sell in a day, one might take a couple weeks, one might take a month. And it spreads it out, and it's just more work. It's 3 items to pack, 3 items to ship, more packing supplies, and so on. Make a bundle, make it a good value for the buyer, and it's one shot and you're done. All right, here's a category I love selling in. I often find good ones at the Goodwill or the local thrifts near me. This brand is called Dooney and Burke. It's a very good quality brand of handbag, pocketbooks, etc. This one I had listed, I think I listed it for like $65 because I couldn't find exact comp on that bag. It was a black suede and leather trimmed bag. So someone offered me, I think she offered like 35, and I came back at 45, and then we settled that, and I accepted an offer at $40. I only paid $6 for it at Goodwill. Took 3 months to sell. I accepted the offer of 40 with free shipping, and since it was a suede, and it was flat, I folded it in half, put it right into a padded flat rate, $7.33, and I netted about $21 on this. So if you see Dooney and Burke bags, try to look them up. I don't know if so. Sometimes with bags, it's hard to find exact comp on that bag, unless certain brands have serial numbers in them, like Coach. But you'll see the price ranges, and typically these can sell in the 30s up to $60, $70 for a used bag. All right, here was a really good one. You probably saw this recently if you watched my other videos. You saw me pick it up in the thrift store at Goodwill. You saw me pack it in another video, and now it's sold. This is a Wii U, kind of like a console. It has like separate container, had like separate pouches inside, or label, one for the console, one for games, one for controllers, power supplies, etc. So it's a really nice bag. It was in mint condition. I paid $5 for it at Goodwill. Took 2 weeks to sell, and it sold for $72.95 plus $10 shipping. So that was a real good flip, and I netted $54 and change on it. Now this is a pair of women's jeans, 7 for All Mankind, which is a decent selling brand, but for some reason they were just dead and stale. I picked up a bunch of jeans like 6, 7, 8 months ago for $2 each, and none of them were selling. I think I sold one pair out of the 7 I bought that day, and they were all good brands, Lucky Brand, 7 for All Mankind, and so on. And I just want to get rid of them now, so I put them on sale, $9.95 plus shipping. Typically you think you could get about in the 20s for these jeans, but they weren't going, so I'm over with them. I only paid $2. Get rid of them, I'll make a few dollars. $9.95, $7 shipping. They'll fold up, go right into a padded flat rate, and this one sold in 7 months because, like I said, it was taking forever. So I only netted $5 after everything, but they're gone. All right, here we have a Harley Davidson belt buckle. It was in the jewelry counter in the local thrift. It was marked $10, but they used this Clover app where you collect points. For every $1 you spend, and then every 50 points, you get a $5 discount. So I used it when I bought that. So I spent $5 on that. It took 2 weeks to sell. Sold for $24.75 with free shipping, and I netted roughly $13 in change on it. So always check, or I don't know, maybe you don't, or you think, well, that's where everything is expensive. Check the jewelry counters in the thrift stores. Because even though they put stuff in there, the thrift stores don't always know what they're doing. They don't always, some things they price, just like we see, they overprice. There's a lot of things they underprice. So you can find some good value in those jewelry counters. Now here's just a book I sold. Not big money, but books, if you don't know, I sell them on Amazon, and I do put some on eBay. Cookbooks are great, especially if they're like celebrity or famous chef ones. Anthony Bourdain, who passed away, his books go for good money now. Any celebrity one, just look them up. It's like anything else. This was a Gwyneth Paltrow, that actress, her cookbook, and it only sold for $9.95. But let's see, it took 2 weeks to sell. I paid $1 for it. After fees, I made like $4 on it. Not a big thing, but if you can sell, 10, 15 books a month like that, you pick up an extra $50 to $100 a month just off some books. And the cost is always very low. Typically thrift stores, I know in my area, I get them for either 50 cents or $1 for the most. And here is just another book, just to give you an idea. This was a business book about being a successful entrepreneur. Paid 50 cents for this one, and it took 1 week to sell. So again, these books were selling quick. $11.95 free shipping. Medium mail, $2.75. and I netted like $6.50, $7. So these are just, I usually do a couple of books a week maybe on eBay. So if I can pick up that extra money, I'm all for it. All right, I don't do a lot of video games, but this was a Wii U 30 game. It was sealed new, and picked it up at the local thrift for 50 cents. It took about 5 months to sell, which is quite a while. And I sold it for $8.95 with $3 shipping. So I netted about six change on it. All right, and lastly, we have this Texaco tanker. These are like these die cast. They roll. I went to a yard sale back in like March or April, and the guy was a collector, and he had a big display, he said, in his house, and he was just getting rid of them. He was moving. So I picked up about 10 of these, plus like a Matchbox case and a bunch of Matchbox cars for $10. So literally, I had like 50 cents to $1 into this. It took 6 months to sell, sold for $24.95 plus $7 shipping. And since it was already in its own box, what I did is I took the truck out, put a little bubble wrap around it so it won't rattle around inside its own box, put it back in its own box, and then I put that box inside a padded flat rate, $7.33. It barely fit. Thank God I was able to keep that rate low. And I netted about $18, $19 on this. I sold one other one so far, and I still got I got a handful left. They're slow movers for sure. All right, so that's 12 items that recently sold. I was thinking about bumping these up as well, and maybe putting like 15 items in every video or even more, but I don't want to keep it too long. Maybe it starts to get boring. I think 12 is a nice spot, not too long, and keep it interesting. Out of these 12 items, the total buy cost was $24, and the total net profit was $195, which came out to a $16 average net. When I say net, is after eBay fees, after PayPal fees, and after getting my cost back. So if I spend $2 on something and I say I netted 10, I got my $2 back plus 10 on top. So that's a wrap on this one. If you like this type of content, hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos, and I'll see you later. Bye.